Hey, it's Andrew Huang. And yes, on every piece of music I make, I use this small handful of blurry pixels. This is the worst joke ever. I use this. This is my audio interface. I know I often cover a lot of advanced or niche or just really weird music production stuff on my channel, and a question I get a lot is about the more basic tools that I use, the essential things you need in a setup to start making the music you want to make. And I definitely hear you, and I'm going to start doing a few more videos from time to time that cover the basics. Today I'm going to talk about audio interfaces, what they're used for, why they're so important, and also why I specifically use the Universal Audio Apollo Twin. And by the way, I've been talking to Universal Audio, and they are down to contribute 2 of these to my current giveaway, as well as 2 of their newer audio interface, the Aero. Very, very exciting stuff. These are super high-end, reliable, solid products. I can't sing their praises enough. I've been using these since they came out. Actually, this is the first version. I got this as soon as it was released, I believe in 2014, because I knew it was the perfect audio interface for me. But let's back up a bit. Let's just go over audio interfaces in general, and then I will talk about a couple of the things that make these so special and why I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using Universal Audio interfaces for the rest of my life. So the main function of an audio interface is to get outside audio into your computer and to do it with quality. A lot of computers come with built-in microphones, or they come with a line-in port, and those, you pretty much just don't want to use those. They use pretty cheap parts, pretty bad converters. Like even on a really high-end, expensive computer, the microphone you're getting there, or the line-in port, if it even has one, is not good. These are just made for gaming or for talking on Skype, and if you've ever tried to record music with them, I'm sure you've found it comes out really thin, sometimes scratchy sounding. So an audio interface is a box that will connect to your computer through USB or Thunderbolt or something like that, and you'll plug instruments or microphones into the audio interface, which will then convert those signals into the digital signal that your computer records. So other than your computer, this is going to be the most essential tool in your kit. You'll be able to adjust the volume of what you record so that it doesn't clip and distort. Depending on which one you get, you can also record more than one track at a time, so that's really good for multi-mic situations like on a drum kit or if you're recording a whole band. Also, not all signals are created equal. There's a difference between line, mic, and instrument level, and that's something I really like about the Twin, is that it gives you these 2 combo mic and line inputs, so you can put 1/4 inch or XLR into either of those sockets. And on the front, this one with a little picture of a guitar is a high impedance input, so that one is specifically designed for getting the right signal through from an electric guitar, electric bass. A good instrument will also provide phantom power, which is something that some mics require. Literally, you're sending electricity through the mic cable to help power the mic. And so that opens up tons of possibilities for what mics you can use. A lot of condenser mics, a lot of vocal mics use phantom power. Now with the Twin, there is a whole world of other reasons why I use it on every single track. You guys know I produce a lot of electronic music, stuff where nothing is being recorded from the outside world, everything is just happening in the computer, and I still use this on every single track. Let me plug it in and show you why. So we're all hooked up. There's a couple things I want to show you on the computer. The main selling point for me about Universal Audio interfaces actually has nothing to do with recording. Their hardware powers their audio plugins, and Universal Audio makes some of the best plugins ever. The processing power required to run those plugins on your computer is done in the interface, freeing up your computer's resources for whatever else it needs to do, running things in Ableton, doing the actual recording. I think they've probably got over 100 plugins available, and you get a choice of a few when you buy any hardware. I'm using them all the time for effects, for mixing, for mastering. My entire mastering chain, actually, that I've been using for about 10 years is all UA plugins. And I am planning an entire video about how I master audio as well. But I thought in this video I'd just show you some of my favorite plugins as well as how I've used them in certain songs of mine. Let's check that out. So I thought I'd pull up a track from my new album and show you some of the plugins and how they kind of transform my sounds. My new album is called Level 5 Care, and I'll link to it in the description, but I want to look at a song called Azure.
She wants to know, will the sky be blue again? Will the sky be blue again? Oh, she wants to know.
On this this track, I'm using the Ocean Way Studios plugin to add a bit of room ambience. I'm compressing it with the Fairchild as well as the Fatso. The Fairchild for regular compression duties and the Fatso to give it a bit more bite and body. And then I'm EQing it with the Helios 69 plugin. So let me play you the dry guitar followed by the signal processed by this plugin chain. So I hope you agree that's a pretty big difference in tone. It goes from something that's really flat to something that's just alive and present. Let's look at another example. I'm gonna show you my vocal from the song All That I Want.
Honey, don't you know me? I can't bear it like this.
On this one, I used a couple plugins that I really love on a lot of different things, but particularly on vocals. I use the LA2A and the EMT140. The LA2A is an emulation of the world-class legendary compressor of the same name. People with much better ears than me, like pro mix engineers, have done blind A/B tests with the plugin and the real thing, and they can't tell the difference. It's that good of an emulation. So I use that on most of my vocals. I also really like it on piano, and it's deceptively easy. It has so few controls, and yet it always gives me the perfect compression that I want. And the EMT140 is a plate reverb emulation with a really nice character to it, really rich and detailed. So let me play you a little bit of my raw vocal, and then I will turn these two plugins on and you can hear the difference that they make.
Lashing out, not thinking straight. You treat your love like it can wait. In starlight, you try to hide. Lashing out, not thinking straight. You treat your love like it can wait. In starlight, you try to hide.
Let's do one more example. Let's look at their emulation of the Roland Space Echo. One thing I like to do with this is use it on certain accents to create these trails of stuff that kind of float over the next section of my music. So for example, I did this on an older song of mine called All Right, Yeah.
Push it like you can't imagine. I'm doing alright, yeah. I'm feeling alright, yeah.
Here's the end of the last rap verse on it.
What's up?
And here it is through the Space Echo.
What's up? 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 What's up?
So that is the scoop with the Apollo Twin and why I use it so much. Remember to enter our giveaway. There are details for that in the video description. We're giving away 2 twins and 2 arrows and a whole bunch of other music production gear, so check that out. I think I can also put a card up here somewhere where you can just tap on that, click on that, and go to the giveaway. Winners will be announced on May 1st on my Instagram, so go follow me there at AndrewIsMusic. Good luck. I'll see you next time. Clicky, clicky.